Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 31st of January. With the DAX here on the 4-hour chart, there's a good case for having a 5-wave move to the downside here. There is a little bit of overlap on this market here, just a tad. So it could be counted technically different as such. The point here though is that last time we looked at the 4-hour chart, we were looking for a wave 5 to come down, so an A and a B and a C to pull back, so that can pull back to the 50-60% retracement level as our first rough target area here. Obviously there's supply coming through at this level here, so at the 13,375 area there, that's where the main resistance is going to be, so just note that. But yeah, look, there is a case for that impulse wave to the downside, and if it is an impulse wave, then we'll get an ABC rally and then another 5 waves down. So we'll take it step by step as always. Wave 4s can be rather complicated, but in this case, if it is 5 waves down here, which looks quite nice, then we'll be looking for an A wave. An A wave can have 5 waves in it or 3 waves in it. It looks like this one can have 5 waves in it, and then once that's completed, back into the supply levels here, then we'll see a counter trend pulling back 50 or 60% of the A wave, and then wave C with 5 waves in it, taking us up into the 13,400 area there. So just drilling into this space here, I guess, go to the tick chart here just to pick up what we've got off this low here. The rally in terms of the pattern is exactly the same as the S&P 500 and all other markets around the world, lifting off their current lows here. So I'll just get this into a little bit of perspective here. So I was thinking wave 1 and 2 here. Then the next wave 1 and 2 here counts okay here. I mean, this looks like a nice 3rd wave here and a 4th wave and a 5th wave here. And then we've got that sharp wave 2 there. So we must have 1 and 2 in here somewhere. So it may be 1 here, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for 2 being complicated, and then wave 4 being simple. In this case, much the same as well. I'm just looking for this to be wave 1, ABC for 2 here, 3, 4, and 5 for 1 and 2 here. This would also be a 1 and 2 here of the next smaller degree as well, and then even the smaller degree would have 5 waves for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we've still got to push up to complete this wave 3 here. Then we'll come back for this wave 4 here, then this wave 5 here of 3, then this wave here of 4 here, and then up for 5 here, and of wave 3, then 4. So these are all the beginnings of 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s, and these will be 3 and 4s in through here. So, but pushing up, we could even get as high as the 13.4, probably not, but you know, we need to see this expand out, so we may end up just around here somewhere for all of this. But the way that this is displaying itself to me is telling me that this has got further to go to the upside. I mean, when you look at wave 1 here and wave 2 here, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, that would put the center of the whole trend right in this little point right here. So that's halfway here. So this distance here, we could add to the distance to the upside. So this distance down here roughly, we could add this to the upside. It's not always the case, but there we go. So it'll take us into group 2 here for that. So the FTSE. The FTSE here also seems to have 5 waves down through here. So we can look for an ABC pattern through here, and then a wave C down. It's already pulled down to the 61.8% mark, so that's already sort of given me some alarm bells, waving a few flags. So then I start to think to myself, well, is it possible to have this as an A wave here, a B wave here and a C wave here, and then just go straight up from that. So this low here, this high here was basically right at the beginning of the year here. And when I look at the FTSE 250, this is the 250 here, that date here is on the 2nd of January, that high here. So that takes us into the end of December, this high here. We've got a nice 5 waves here, so it hasn't been updated yet, so we can still have a move down here to finish that off as an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave here. So this ABC pattern here could damn well reflect over here as an A and a B and a C wave here. I can't make that call just yet that we've got this wave C in here and we'll be going bullish from that point. I mean, the FTSE doesn't look bullish, you know, but the FTSE 100, but when you look at this here, the FTSE 250, it's much more bullish, isn't it? So there is a stronger picture out there for the UK in that regard. It's just the 100's just getting hit. So I've got to take on, you know, I have to acknowledge that this is sluggish where the 250 is traveling quite nicely, you know, and also too, I mean, when I look at this here, this would be up for 1 here and ABC for wave 2 here, then up for 1 and 2 here. So this is all just the 3rd wave in through here as 1 and 2 here, and then probably 1 and 2 and 3 here. So this would be a wave 4 pulling back here. So, you know, this has got a much more bullish picture to it than the FTSE 100. So I like to look around and sort of compare things and try and sort of build things into each other in a way. So yeah, anyway, that and that and that. But we couldn't turn bullish on this market here. We couldn't move out of this. We couldn't move out of this ABC correction here until we had support on top of the 61.8% mark. So that would leave us up here, where this B wave is here. So yeah, there's no way we can't be bullish until we've got a nice solid support sitting on top of the 61.8%, which is the supply level through here. So yeah, we just have to watch this rally. The other thing here, of course, is this being bearish and an impulse wave down here. You know, there's a couple of other points here and being sluggish and not moving up that much, we've got to start looking at other things too. So this last leg here, for instance, I like to sort of put everything on the table. So this is the 61.8% retracement level here. So there's a possibility that this could be down for 1 and back for 2 here and fail at that point and move down again. So any move below here or somewhere anywhere under the 7.4 area here, then you'd want to, if the 7.4 becomes the resistance, then you need to be on the short side from that point. So we just need to acknowledge these things, you know. I don't think the hourly chart's going to give us much difference here, but what I'm looking for here, this can also too, this wave 1 here can also be put over here as wave 1 here, an A wave and a B wave and a C wave. This comes down nicely as a B wave, but this comes up in 3 waves here, but still it leaves us with wave 3 here, and this all could be counted differently. I'm just tying it into everything else though. Yeah, so you know, will we see this thing rally that high? I mean, at this stage we could see 1 and 2 in here. We're in some sort of 3rd wave here, a 4th and a 5th wave. So if we get 5 waves here, then we can look at a counter trend and then another move up. So an A and a B and a C wave here, and then up through here. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it can fail just above here in this, and if that's the case, the 7.4 here becomes the catalyst for any short trades coming into that space there. So what I will do here, if I've already got one over here somewhere, it should have. I'll put this under here. I mean, the other question, of course, is, you know, do we trade long in all of this? But I have to say the FTSE is dragging its feet, so it's really not the one to trade to the upside, where you saw the DAX there really extending out there. So that would be the one to trade to the upside for a day trader anyway. But yeah, we just got to be careful in this little run here. I don't know if I've updated the tick chart here, but we'll have a look. Okay, yeah, so from the low here, same as the DAX, is 1 and 2 here. This would be 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 and 3. So this would be a fourth wave here. It's going into that first resistance area here that we spoke about. So this will be a smaller wave 4 coming into play here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC pattern here. So that should find some sort of support in this area here, and then move up into here, and move up here. So let's see if we get these 5 waves first. If we get the 5 waves, perhaps after that we'll trade the next move up. So you'd be looking for, from the low here, once that 5th wave is in here, then we'll be looking for that 61.8% back into this area here before seeing anything else to the upside. But like I said, this market will be struggling a little bit, so it's probably not the one to trade to the upside, but we can do that from wave C over here for this. All right, well, that's about it for the time being. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Alrighty, cheers.